Hello everyone, welcome back to Cutesy Journals. This is now my second YouTube video, and it's probably going up right after the first one, right after the yearly setup. And that's because we are already mostly through January. In fact, I thought I wasn't going to be able to get this video up before the end of January, mostly because I am completely new to all of this, and recording the videos, editing the videos, doing the voiceovers is something that I've never done before, and I'm figuring it out as I go, having fun doing it, but it took a while. So, it's okay. As long as my video is up, maybe it will serve as inspiration for whatever you guys want to do in February and March. Really, the theme that I'm going for this month can be used at any month of the year. Speaking of which, the theme is kind of like artist. So I have a bunch of stationery in my collection that pertains to different artists. Van Gogh, especially, is one of them. I have a couple of washi tapes you'll see throughout the video that are specifically from Van Gogh. I have stickers that I collected when I went to a Van Gogh exhibit in the city. I have stationery that I've just collected throughout. I think one of the stationery packs I had bought off of some website. I think it was like Amazon or something like that. Had a bunch of like paper versions of the art and stuff. So what I did, since I had so much of it, I'm like, oh, I can make a theme out of this. And it's great because it will not only cover the monthly cover, the month setup itself, the weekly setups, but I will also cover each of my daily setups, which is like 31 of them for my little journaling daily pages. So that's really awesome. And also, it's January, it's cold, everyone's done with the winter, everyone's looking forward to the warmer months. I didn't want to do something necessarily winter related. I wanted something a little bit different with a little bit more warmth to it. So, with the colors I went with, it's kind of like the warmer browns, the blues, oranges, yellows, some green. And those are colors I don't usually work with, actually. There's no record of such just yet, but usually I gravitate more towards like the pinks, purples, and blues in my journal setups that I've done in the past for myself. So this was actually, not only am I challenging myself to create YouTube videos that I've never done before, but I'm challenging myself with some different colors that I haven't used before. So that is what this month is pretty much all about, new stuff. And I actually really do like how the journal spreads ended up. And I'm going to stop talking for now. I'll let the music play and you can vibe until I'm done with the setup of the cover page, and then I'll be back. And so that is pretty much now the full cover of the month of January. I do love how it came out. It's very junk journal-y, very crafty. Um, that is what I've always done before. I do have a junk journal. Maybe I'll share it one day with you guys if enough people want me to. So now I'm gonna set up the month, I guess spreads. So what I'm using is technically supposed to be stickers. I did not have sticker paper yet at that point, and I promptly bought sticker paper after having to glue all the printer paper onto the Hobonichi with glue tape. It wasn't too bad, but it definitely adds some extra steps. And yeah, you use what you have at the moment to make your journal spreads. Not everyone has a whole thing of stationery, not everyone has sticker paper. So, this you could literally just print it on printer paper and you'll have something customized to your Hobonichi. There's a bunch of templates actually that you can even buy on Etsy where there are no designs at all. And then you add in your designs or you add in, you know, some designs from Canva and you can make your own themes that way as well, right? Whatever is accessible to you in your own notebook is going to work. So that's what I did with this. I had a lot of stationery from different places that related to the theme that I was doing already, but I didn't have anything that would cover the numbers, that would cover, the gray and red boxes that are in the Hobonichi. And I wanted everything to look cohesive. So I found one of the templates on Etsy that someone was selling that, is for the purpose of making your own stickers. So I did that. I went on Canva. I created some designs, played around with the colors so that it would match some of the stuff that I already had, like the washi tapes that I'm using here. I already had those. So I wanted everything to match and be cohesive, and that was what I came up with. So I hope I'm going to probably do that every single month, have kind of like my own little sticker kit that I can customize the Hobonichi to cover up whatever I don't necessarily want or what doesn't match the theme and make it my own. So this is the beauty of having something pre-made. All the boxes are already there. Everything's already there. Now I'm just customizing it to what I like and what I want. And what makes me happy in my planner. So I'm going to leave it there and you can watch me kind of figure out how the month looks the best while you're listening to music. All right, so this is what my monthly spread is kind of looking like at the moment. I left a lot of space open just because throughout the month I need to write down birthdays, I need to write down appointments, events. Well, not necessarily events, but friend hangouts and things like that. And I did a little bit of a tracker for, my social media posts of what I'm going to do with that. Definitely the YouTube channel, second video, yay. And yeah, so this will be, track stuff throughout the month, bills, things like that, appointments, and just keep me on track. So now I'm going to start looking at the different weekly spreads and what I'm going to do there. I had to count them a few times to make sure how many weeks were actually in January. I believe I skipped like the first one just because. Oh no, I am doing that there. Okay. So again, I'm using what would have been stickers. Again, I printed it on printer paper. Use what you got. That's what I've always done. I just use what I have. I would love to buy more sticker kits specifically for the Hobonichi. But what I've found with some sticker kits is that they only have one enough for 1 week, like in terms of the days of the week covers, like I'm putting there. And there's 4 weeks in the month up to five. Or, it doesn't have enough for all the spreads I want to do in the Hobonichi, like my daily pages, because I do use those every single day and I add a little bit of decoration to them. So that's why I ended up kind of creating my own with the template I got off of Etsy. And it's been working great. And I will probably actually get sticker paper because the printer paper got very annoying after a while, but it worked for what it was. So what you'll see is, again, I'll probably leave a lot of space throughout the weekly spreads just because I don't know what I'm doing each day for the most part, as in, there's get up, go to work. I use it as a bit of a lesson planner as well. All in one notebook. I put a little bit of my lesson plans in there and I plan my day. Chores change every day, whatever needs to get done that day, whether appointments, what I need to do, who I need to call, and stuff like that. So I like leaving a good amount of space where I can write everything down and it changes as it goes, but there's just enough decoration there to make it cute and nice and fun to at least use. Right. I also added some little habit trackers there on the side as well, a little to-do list for anything that's general for the week. I also covered up the little monthly calendar box. Again, it adds a little bit more decoration to the page, and I don't really need that since the days of the week are right there as is. Right, and this is pretty much the format I'm going to follow for the other weekly spreads. I have all four of them done, 4 or 5 done here in this video, since I'm not going to really share anything else for the month of January except for the 2 videos that I've done. I figured I'll put all 4 weeks here. It does make the video a little longer, but at least you can now just enjoy the process while listening to some chill music. so now all the weekly spreads are complete, and they look cute. They're able to be used for literally anything, and I've already filled in all of them, to be honest, at this point in the month. Now I'm just going to decorate my first daily page of the new year. And what I like to do with these is make sure that I have enough space to write down whatever it is that I'm feeling in the day, whatever I'm thinking, whatever's going on. So that's the point of these, to kind of just write and journal and still be pretty enough to make you want to use them in a way. So that's pretty much bringing us also to the end of the video. And I really hope you guys, whoever's watching, is enjoying watching my process, enjoying the creativity that I'm sharing with you. And I hope that it's inspiring you guys in your own journals, in your own Hobonichis or planners or whatever it is you're using. That being said, if you are enjoying it, please like, subscribe, share, press the notification button. It would be a really great help and much appreciated. So, if you made it to the end of the video, please leave a little paintbrush in the comments and or any constructive criticism since I'm still new to this. Anyway, thank you.